Welcome to the game of life, a space where we learn to navigate life a little better one step at a time. Navigating life while the world celebrates winning physical battles and often forget the invisible battle we face can make living life confusing. Especially when you are trying to live life that is based on the strong inner foundation rather than external validation. You ask yourself, how can I be and do better in my life by creating a stable sense of self while the world is showing me that external wins such as material gain are the way to feel a winner? The answer may be as simple as making a conscious decision to focus on your own mental growth and evolution that can prepare you to face the outside reality. Because when we get a good handle of our inner self, the external will likely follow as we start to take action that are more aligned with who and what we want. The truth is, winning over the invisible battle is the first step to prepare us to winning external battles. What are invisible battles? Invisible battles of fight, or even some may call inner demon, are our thoughts, emotions, and feelings, and how they negatively affect our actions. These are the battles that no one can see, hear, understand, or rarely talk about because they are internally and only us have control over them. Therefore, no one can fight this battle for us but ourselves, and the only way is to face them. Facing this internal battle, we set ourselves to be winner in our own life as we learn to better move through life. Like any game, to win we must play, and to play here means to face the inner struggle that can lead to winning over. Winning here do not mean having a trophy or some type of statue, but winning as being in control of our inner self, because when we learn to manage our thoughts and emotion, we are already a winner. Things outside ourselves have little or no control over us as we become less dependent on them and stay grounded in who we are. Have you ever spoke to someone or been in the presence of someone and feel a sense of peace around them, like nothing bothers them or can trigger them? Or someone you may see as having a good hand on their shoulder? Well, I'm sure if you ask them, they will tell you that this is not achieved by coincidence, but rather through intentional action and choices that help them get control of their emotion and feeling so that they can feel calm in various situations. On the other hand, have you been in the presence of someone, or maybe even yourself, where you feel easily triggered by things outside of you and let them affect your mood, even your entire day? That is not a good feeling and a healthy state of being. There is no happiness and peace when you are at the mercy of external events or on emotion. Another way to look at winning invisible battle is to ask yourself, can I grow if I learn to better manage my emotions? Would I then be able to face challenges with more confidence? Can I choose to keep going despite rejection and setback instead of giving up? Because going so will help you choose growth opportunity instead of letting your emotion run the decision making. Therefore, the benefit of having control over your emotions and feelings is important for our growth, our well-being, and to better navigate life. How do you start winning over this invisible battle? Well, let's look at some steps to start with. Understanding our thought is a very important skill that we can develop. Everything we start with the thought, and learning to acknowledge and decipher is important. We can learn to reframe our thought to a positive one, as this is more beneficial for our mind and for moving forward in life. There is no real benefit for choosing to stay in a negative frame of mind, as it can prevent us from enjoying and being grateful for what is positive in our life and from better engaging in our daily life. Yes, having negative thoughts at times totally normal, especially after going through difficult situations, but we can learn choose not to stay in that state of mind for too long, and understanding our thought can be a helpful way to do that. One way to understand our thought is through practicing daily awareness and making intentional choices to change and grow. Bringing awareness to our thought can lead to developing healthy emotions. Emotion mastery or balance is the ability to control your emotional state that allow us to take positive action. Emotion and feeling are everything as it affects our behavior, action, and decision. Therefore, learning to manage our emotion is key to creating a balance in our life by helping us reduce stress and anxiety as well. Learning to control our emotion takes time and a lot of patience, but we can start small by managing our emotion through observation and how they affect our action. For instance, when you get rejected for a project or a role, do you let yourself feel depressed and give up on your plan because someone did not approve or accept of you? Or do you reflect and evaluate how to make it better, learn from the feedback and keep moving forward? Because through acceptance, this is how we learn and grow and build faith and confidence in ourselves. Managing emotion can be difficult, especially when it comes to difficult emotions like guilt, fear, shame, and grief that we carry. But if we choose to understand them and learn to work through them, we can start living a more peaceful life. When we start paying attention to our emotion, we start to look at the deeper reason behind our feelings and understand how it may be affecting our decision and how we can start to address these reasons. Quite often, a person who is not in control of their emotion can easily be influenced at things outside themselves, such as others' opinions, behavior, actions, and can make decisions by reacting rather than responding. But we must remember that no one can affect you unless you let them. And learning to control our emotion is key to avoid that. In this process, it's also important to learn your triggers, weaknesses, and limitations and how to work with this in everyday life easier. A quick tip is to learn to see things that happen to you in life are happening for you and for your benefit to grow rather than happening to you or against you. When you learn to reframe your mind this way, you cannot see the meaning and lesson behind what is going on and letting your emotion take over. But when you slow down and reflect and think differently, it helps you see a different side of the situation and help you understand how you can learn and move forward in a positive direction. And through this process, we learn to move from the place of reacting to reflecting, and the many benefits we can get from learning to regulate our emotions can make facing everyday life easier, can help us reduce stress and anxiety, empowering ourselves to stay positive and learning to grow. Managing our emotion can help us build resilience. Now let's look at building resilience. As we manage our emotion, we start building resilience. We do not quit when things get difficult. We choose to do the hard thing in life while building courage in the process. And we start to see that everything you face become a learning process, right? For instance, couple step back, help you redirect your plan and strategize better with more knowledge. Challenges lead you to grow in a way that you didn't know was possible. Rejection become blessing to redirect you to what is aligned with you if you choose to refrain your thinking and open to see the meaning in them. Once we build resilience, it's easier to start developing gratification and choose to align with what feels right. Delaying gratification help us align with things that reflect our value and belief and not what is easy or short-lived, because you want to focus on things that help you grow and move forward in life. We do not just chase desire and pleasure, but start making conscious decisions that can make long-term benefit. For instance, you may be tempted to jump on the next business opportunity that is presented before you, but you realize that business may not align with what you truly want, or may not align with your value and your belief system. And for that, you are able to let go and have the patience to wait for something that is not aligned with you. Finally, by delaying gratification, we start to make good decisions in our life that feel right for our decision making. We start making good decisions in our life because we have learned to understand our emotion, build resilience, and not fall for anything. We try to align ourselves with what matters to us, our value and belief, and build our character in the process. There is no good decision for everyone, but the goal is to make decisions based on what feels right and not based on impulse or emotion, as we tend to feel bad later when we act on our emotions, especially when making those important decisions, you now start looking at the overall impact of it on your life and your goal. Practicing this process eventually becomes easier. Naturally, we start making good decisions instead of the easy one. We understand that the small decision now will shape the big one in the future. As a result, you start to set boundaries, creating value and belief systems that align with who you are or what you are working to become. One thing leads to another, and you slowly start choosing to do right, act right, even when no one is watching. Could you understand that this is how you grow? Choices and intentional effort to change. The overall idea here is to learn and start taking control of our inner self so we can better navigate life and start winning for our growth, grounded in inner wisdom, face life challenges, create balance in our learning to manage our emotion and feeling to help us build resilience and start making good decisions is essential to navigating everyday life, because as long as we live, life will keep testing us through people, places, situations. We can choose to be ready and respond rather than react when life throws us a curveball. Thank you for watching. If you like this content, please give it a like, subscribe and share. See you on the next video.